So I was clowning around and I found Nemo has some weird sciencey facts that boggle my mind. Pretty much everybody knows what a clownfish is since Disney Pixar made them famous. But there's some interesting facts about them that didn't make the film. Now, clownfish are easy to spot because they went for the prison jumpsuit look, which would normally not be a great attire choice for a small fish, but they're one of 30 species of anemone fish, and their housing arrangement means that they could cancel the camouflage because they live in the lethal tentacles of sea anemones. That's a fun word, anemone. Sea anemone. Sorry guys, I am not all with it today. Fun fact, sea anemones look like a plant, but they're actually an animal. They're an invertebrate, although they do just kind of like live in one spot indefinitely. So they're kind of like a plant, but not technically a plant. Still an animal. Their tentacles are really stingy, and then they zap the fish, and then they eat the fish, except not for clownfish, because clownfish have a special like mucus on their skin that makes them immune to the sea anemone's stingers. And the clownfish eats algae and shellfish and stuff that could harm the sea anemone, and the sea anemone protects it from stuff that would eat the clownfish. And unlike the movie, they're actually pretty feisty too. I suppose it's easy to act tough when you have a poisonous house you can retreat into, but they do bite. Although they are pretty much harmless to people or really anything, you know, bigger than a baseball because they are very small. And in fact, you might be surprised the movie got right is that they talk too. I mean, they don't sound like Albert Brooks, but they do slam their teeth together to make different noises to communicate with each other. They seem to change the pitch of those tones depending on the size of the fish they're chatting with. The thing that I think is most mind-boggling about clownfish is that thin-skinned conservatives canceled a movie about a dancing penguin but had no problem with a movie about trans fish that defy traditional gender roles. That's right, clownfish are transsexual stay-at-home dads. See, all clownfish are born a boy, and then the biggest clownfish turns into a girl and mates with the second biggest clownfish, which is still a boy. And then the dad becomes Mr. Mom and takes care of the babies. This is where the movie got it wrong, because you'll never see a single dad like Marlin. Because if Mom ditches or dies, Mr. Mom becomes Mrs. Mom, permanently transitioning to female. And while this may sound like a neat trick exclusive to the clownfish, it's actually a pretty common trait. If we don't include insects, around 30% of animal species are hermaphrodites, which means there's about 2.5 million species of animals that do a pretty good Tim Curry impression. And the fact that clownfish can make conservatives cry by changing classification like Laverne Cox while chilling in a crib that would cat most creatures, well, that is pretty mind-boggling.